Hello and good morning. This morning I was just actually singing my morning prayer time with the Lord, and the Lord brought my attention to something, and I think this is something that we all need to be praying about, especially whether it be in our own relationships or other relationships, whether it be kingdom marriage, whether it be friendships, whether it be what have you. The Lord brought my attention to trigger points. And I'm going to even mention this here. The Lord showed me in a dream a 16-notch bomb. If you recall, as of lately, I've been talking about deactivation of a bomb because of I was watching MacGyver, right? And he's always um trying to stop a bomb from detonating all the time. But the Lord brought this to my attention specifically, that when it comes down to prayer, especially whether it's your kingdom spouse, whether you're praying for friends, you're praying for anybody that has what you call things that they do that are ungodly, and you've been praying specifically for the evacuation and the transformation of these things. You know what their trigger points are. More than likely, you've been praying for the things that they're triggered by. Everything has a trigger, even the spirits that you've been standing in the gap for these people to break. The spirit of pharmakia has an open door. It always uses a door that it's trying to reopen or open. I told you about something's trying to spiritually break in a dream previously. The Lord showed me a 16-notch bomb about 2-3 years ago in one of my dreams. It was like the finale. And I'm like, is that what he's bringing back now? Don't know. But the Lord brought my attention to triggers. Think of, in the spirit, a bomb, right? And in order to prevent a bomb from detonating, there are triggers, cords, so on and so forth, right? Think of a person. If a person is known to, for instance, they are triggered by a thought, a memory, an action, a sequence of events occurring repetitively, it's a trigger for them that causes them to slip into whatever level of sin the enemy always uses as an open door for them to go into whatever lusts, perversions, prides, being attacked. Sometimes the enemy will use a Jezebelic attack in order to drive the person to be triggered into a spirit of fear that will cause them to open the door to pharmakia, that will cause them to open the door to lust and alcoholism and drug abuse and all of these things. These are all trigger points, right? Think about the 16-notch bomb. The 16 notches are your lust, your perversion, your doubt, your fear, your sabotage, your all of these. Think of these as notches on the bomb. But the trigger is the cord that has the attachment to whatever it was that could be used to trigger these notches, right? You're trying to be the one to specifically deactivate each of the trigger points. The Lord showed me in a dream, and I'm sharing it with you. It wasn't even a dream, it was an open vision. I was praying for somebody, and it showed me a keypad. If you can deactivate the keypad on the side panel of the bomb that is able to activate any of the trigger notches for a particular person in prayer, in fasting, in what have you, when you deactivate the triggers, the bomb does what? It can no longer work, right? Start praying for the deactivation of the trigger. Because when the trigger's deactivated, the assignment that would normally be sent can no longer penetrate, and the triggers will no longer reactivate, right? Pray against the trigger deactivation. It must be deactivated. Two key things. Epitome, strip it of its power. Histemi, immediately stop. It's another thing I've been praying as of recently. Declare and decree whatever demonic maneuver that would be sent, cease and desist. And Tiffany Montgomery gave us a good statement. I cannot remember if it's First Chronicles 2:14 or Colossians 2:14, that is a spiritual arrest warrant of that trigger, thereby rendering its power null and void. And if you know what the trigger points are, you can go point by point and deactivate it, cursing it at its root foundation, and then you can, whatever sin was attached to it, break that in order for a new renovation, new mental standing, a reconditioning, so on and so forth to take place. Because if you don't break it, if you don't break the trigger point, you can do all the praying that you want to do. As long as that trigger is still there, it can be reactivated. So this is just a little bit of wisdom that the Lord gave me in prayer. I hope it blesses you, and I hope it helps you to some capacity, because we out here trying to deactivate triggers. Because once the source is deactivated, the bomb has no ability to go off. Yeah, I've been watching too many episodes of MacGyver, okay? But remember, in order to deactivate the bomb, what did I say in the word that your husband's leaping towards you? You have to deactivate it simultaneously, meaning it's a timing thing, okay? So it's something that you're doing in prayer and your God ordained spouse is doing in prayer as well. And when you do this time activated with the Lord, power is removed from the enemy, and you, God, and your partner have power. So you never know what the Lord is doing. Pray, seek the Lord's face, figure out what needs to be deactivated. I hope this blessed you. Until next time. Bye-bye.